What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 187. Episode 187 of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is all here. Guys, it is echoing like a motherfucker in this room. Can you hear the echo?
It is. Hello.
Hello. Dude, there's nothing in here. There's nothing in here. It's crazy. But anyways, episode 187. Gang is all here. I'm Mike in my new place. Week 2 in the new place. Nothing's up on the wall yet still. I haven't figured out where I want anything. I got a shit ton of hats. I just got like these things I can put on the wall to hang all my hats. That'll be fun. But enough about me. Al's here, the teacher, the molder of minds, as he's known around these parts.
Hi.
Big Al is here with all the riz and the skibbity doodahs that he has over there.
All right, this was a good episode. Thanks, guys. See ya.
I fucking hate it, even as a joke. I hate as a joke that I just said that. I'm sorry. And Liam, you're here too. Edge Master in the building. Liam's here. Yeah, the conversations we have before the podcast are fun. But yeah, 187. Not a ton of Patriots news, but we will get into some stuff. There were some big trades in the AFC, specifically the AFC East as well, between the Steelers and the Dolphins. We will talk about that. And then Josh McDaniels, his rankings. The Pro Football Sports Network came out with their offensive coordinator rankings. So we'll talk about where he lands and if we feel that he deserves to be there. But there is a thing going on that I don't know if the listeners know, but I love movies. I love watching movies, all types of movies. I love superhero movies. You can see all my things, but I love all kinds of movies. I love going to the theaters. Actually, I don't. That's a lie. I don't know why I said that. I only like going to the theaters to see Marvel movies, but I watch a ton of movies. But in that, there's a dozen or so just classic movies that I've never seen. Like Shawshank Redemption is always the one I say. I've never seen it. Everybody says you got to see it. You're a fucking lunatic that you haven't seen it.
Kind of the greatest movie ever.
That's what I hear. So I have to see that. But Liam and I were talking. Well, actually, Al, you were there as well, obviously. But we were all talking. And one of the movies I have not seen was No Country for Old Men. I wanted to watch it. I wanted to see it. But I finally saw it yesterday. And I had thoughts about it. We were going to do this talk off camera, but we're doing it on camera. First, I want to know, Liam, did you like the movie No Country for Old Men, by the way?
It's one of my favorites. It's in my top 4 on Letterboxd. I have like a 3-paragraph review that I've written on it. I've watched it many a time. I would even call it a comfort movie for me. It's pretty up there, yeah.
Okay. Actually, since you mentioned comfort movie, that's yours. My comfort movie, I don't know if I'd mentioned it to you guys, the It movies, 1 and 2. Mike, I love them. Love those movies. Al, do you have a comfort movie?
You seemed quickly before Al, you seem to have questioned my No Country for Old Men, and then you say your comfort movie's a serial killer clown. So don't make any faces, Al.
It's a movie about family. It's a movie about family and love. That's what it's about. The clown's the backdrop.
It's either Step Brothers or Napoleon Dynamite. Those are my two go-tos.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite could not get through it. I got a third of the way through and I didn't see the movie. I didn't watch it. So that's another one, I guess.
Royal Tenenbaums would also be my other. Would also be another comfort movie for me. Wes Anderson, Gene Hackman just had.
Nope, haven't seen that either. Sorry, guys.
It's really good.
Sorry.
Incredible cast. I figured that one's kind of niche. If you're a Wes Anderson guy, I can put it.
But No Country for Old Men. I get they just came out. The reason I wanted to watch it was because I forget what it was, Forbes or Variety or something came out with like the top 100 movies of like the 21st century, and No Country for Old Men was like top 10, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep. It was somewhere in there.
Number 7.
What it was. Is that what it was? 7? Yeah. Number 1 was Parasite, which I've never seen either, but I know that's a good movie.
Horseshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to see it, but whatever. So I watched the movie. I know what it's about. It's the guy, the killer, all that stuff. I see this similar to when I saw Reservoir Dogs for the first time. I think I built it up so much, or it was built up so much to me, that upon first watch, I was like, I don't really know about this. So, but I do want to see it again. But I will say, really good movie. I get why everybody likes it. Now, I don't know if it's the seventh greatest movie of the 21st century. Good.
It's better.
So my only gripes, I don't mind slower paced movies, I guess, or whatever. I don't care. I love those. I'm cool with all the different types of pacing. Whether you want to go fast, boom, boom, boom. Like I just watched fucking Transformers today. Like I'll watch any movie, any sort of pacing, right? But my thing with this movie was like it was I wanted to see more. I don't know, just more. I don't know what. Like, I don't want to talk about movies because when you talk about movies, you sound like a fucking snob or whatever. But I just wanted to see like more. And I think that is the expectation thing coming into play, which is why I say I need to see it again. Like, I don't know exactly what, but what I will complain about, the ending, fucking hated the ending.
The ending's
Fucking
incredible.
hated the ending. I get it. Like, I love ambiguous endings. Like
Yeah,
where things like not Sopranos-esque where it ends where like that,
yeah,
but I
I
love
agree.
endings where it's like it doesn't really end, like things are it's almost like you're looking at a story in real life and like though like real life doesn't end, things keep going on. So like I kind of like that, but like it ends with the sheriff talking about his like past trauma and how he couldn't deal with like violence and all that, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like I would have rather if it just ended with what's his name, Anton, the main guy, the death, as you said last time. Like he's kind of like the embodiment of death. Him just walking away from the car crash. But so yeah, that's my thing. I would rate it a solid B, solid B. Like with potential to go to B plus if I see it again and feel a little better about it. But yeah, that's just a quick little review from me. Liam, I want to know how you would feel about it. Like, do you agree? Should I love it more? Should I love it less? Like, what do you,
Um,
how do you feel about my feels?
I I don't know what you were told going into it. Maybe you built it up into something that it wasn't, but it's in my eyes a perfect movie because it's ambiguous to real life. Like the movie came out in 2004, so I don't think I'm spoiling
Crazy.
it for anyone, but the main character that you follow dies off screen. You don't even see him die. And
Nuts.
that's a huge part of real life. Like my buddy died in a motorcycle accident. I wasn't there to see him die. It's just all of a sudden he's off screen and he's fucking gone. And then at the end when Sheriff Bell's talking about how he had a dream about his father who died younger than he was in the movie because obviously Tommy Lee Jones. He's an old guy in the movie. I think in the movie his dad died when he was like 40 something, and in
Hmm.
the movie Tommy Lee Jones is 60. So he talks about how he has this dream where his dad rides by him on a horse to go down and make the fire ahead of him and whatnot. And it kind of ties in with his monologue at the beginning, talking about how sheriffs and my dad's day didn't even carry a gun. And then his cousins later complaining about people walking around with purple hair and bones in their noses and like talking about how everyone's discussing now. And this dream where his dad goes ahead and like pitches the campfire for him and whatnot, it's supposed to symbolize that there was never really a tradition. Like there was it's just all talk and whatnot. None of these traditions actually ever existed. So it's just old people and conjecture and whatnot. And in the end, his dad's just kind of leading him. And you know what? No matter what, like you're going to be okay. My day was just like this. And no matter what your cousin says or any other sheriff that you talk to about back in my day, it never actually was that way. It's just people glorifying what was their childhood, which was this almost figment of their imagination. When they're 70 years old, their childhood was 60 years ago. They hardly even remember at that point. It's more imagination than it was reality. So his father's just kind of leading him down the path and saying, hey, don't give up. I'll lead you through the darkness. I'll set up camp up ahead. And I promise you, whatever you're doing, like it's going to be okay.
See, I didn't mind the character getting killed. What's his name? Josh
Yeah.
Brolin, Thanos. I
Yeah.
didn't mind him getting killed off screen. I personally like when movies like throw you off like that,
Yeah.
when they're like,
Subvert
oh,
expectations.
yeah, because I had to rewind it. I was like, there's no way that's him, right?
Yeah. You have to look at the
Like,
shirt. You're like, is that fucking him? Because
yeah,
he's
but
on
then I
his
was like,
back.
like maybe he switched shirts with someone because he was always trying to be one step
Yeah.
ahead. So like maybe he did, but he didn't. It was him. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
When
okay,
his wife
that's
shows up, that's when I realized it was him. I was like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then I was like, okay, so that's definitely him.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't mind, like I loved all like the cool shit, like how he used the
yeah,
little like air blower thing for a
yeah.
gun. That was
Cattle
cool.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah, like it
But
was
like
all
it,
very good,
and I understand like you think it's a slow burn, but there's
which
killing
I
throughout the
liked,
movie.
which I liked.
Yeah, there's killing throughout the movie. Like it's not so unrealistic like the town where they're whipping around fucking Charlestown, dodging in and out of alleyways dressed as
Yeah.
nuns with machine guns. That's too over the top. That would never fucking happen. The real life story that the town's based on, that absolutely didn't fucking happen. I actually went to Rhode Island. The dude crashed his car on the Connecticut border, ran into the woods, and got caught. That's way less glorious than what they did in the town. But in this one, it's just kind of what a serial killer would do in real life. He just wanders around kind of aimlessly killing people. Not all killers are like that, but generally speaking.
Mhm.
And there's plenty of it to carry you all the way through, but it's mostly a stalking movie. And I love that
Yep.
Anton Chigurh is supposed to represent death. And the cousin says to Sheriff Bell, he's like, "You can't stop what's coming. That's vanity." And it's
Yep.
basically a metaphor for Anton Chigurh's coming for you. Doesn't matter how much you slow him down, how far you go, you're gonna have to rest at some point. And this dude is a enigma, some enigmatic figure that is following you and will never rest. And it doesn't matter how much you hurt him, he will pull the bullets out of himself
Mhm.
and come get you because he's basically not human.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I like that part. I like when I talk about like what I heard about it, I just everybody talks about it similar to how you do, where like it's like one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like everybody
Yeah.
thinks that. So I think everybody's thought of what the best that's why I love movies and I love this
Yeah,
because like we can see the same movie and I could love it, you could hate it, you know? But it's
totally.
like
Yes.
but either way, regardless, like quality movie. Everything about
It
it,
is.
quality,
When
very
they get into
good.
like the whole fate where it's like the coin's going to decide your fate. The coin got here the same way I did, like kind of
That
thing,
was
like all that
crazy. Kind
stuff.
of like a couple deaths you don't know if he killed them for sure at first.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
his
and some
wife or
people he
like the
let go,
sheriff's
some he
wife.
doesn't. Yeah, you're left to kind of decide. Although
Yep.
you kind of tell that he killed the wife because he checks his boots at the
He
end
wiped his
because
shoe.
he,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, because he
Yep.
killed Woody Harrelson the same way. So like stuff like that, where he's like the coin got here the same way I did. Like call it, pick your fate. Like, and he's death. He's completely indifferent. If it
Yep.
lands heads, you get to live. If it lands tails, I have to kill you. I'm sorry. I'm death, and that's just
Yeah.
how this fucking works.
Yeah.
It's
No, it was good.
incredible.
Yeah. All in all, I like everybody in it. Like I love fucking Woody Harrelson's in it
Magic.
randomly.
Yeah, magic
I'm sorry.
cast.
You throw Woody Harrelson in a movie,
Yeah.
I'm in. Any movie,
Yep.
I'm in.
Yeah. So good.
Good
And
stuff. Good
did
stuff.
you notice that part, the last one? And then I'm sorry, Al, because I'm holding you out here. But friggin',
Oh, you're good. You're good.
um, Woody Harrelson leaves after that guy hires him to kill Anton Chigurh because Anton's gone rogue.
Mhm.
And Woody Harrelson goes, "I counted the floors of the building
There's
and
one
then looked at
missing.
the elevator." He's like, "There's one missing." Did you pick up on that?
I like heard him say it, but like in my head, I was like, fuck, like I know that has to do with something. What is it? Like
Yeah,
I didn't put
so
it
that guy
together.
runs a huge drug empire and they have an unlabeled floor for their drug
Got it.
manufacturing unit.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yep. See, I love picking up on things like that in the movie. I just like I picked up on it and I was like, fuck, I think I just missed what that could be.
Yeah.
So whatever. But yeah, no, like I knew that was like a good that was like a good little Easter egg that I just didn't catch. So
Yeah, it's an
Al, have you
absolutely
seen the
fucking
movie by
magic
the way?
movie.
I haven't, and I'm not gonna see it
You
because
should.
I'm.
No.
You guys just told me everything that happens. I know what
Yeah,
happens.
but it
There's
doesn't
no
take
like
away
sport.
it
Yeah.
but it
Yeah, I
doesn't
get
take
it. I
away
get
from
it.
how incredible it is. My
You know what? You know what I'll tell you, dude? Go watch Transformers 1. Watch
It's
that
an
instead.
awesome movie. John Turturro is incredible. He's so
Hmm.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, my top four on Letterboxd: No Country for Old Men, Babylon, Phone Booth, and Royal Tenenbaums. Although I think I'm gonna put Eyes Wide Shut in there. I really like the rich orgy scene.
Hey, guess what I've never seen? Eyes Wide Shut.
It's that one.
You'll see.
That
I'll come up with the list
yeah,
of all the
that
movies
one.
I haven't seen, and
Eyes
it's
Wide Shut is
embarrassing.
a slow burn. It's definitely not for everyone.
It's
It's
fine.
about rich people, cults having sex with each other in the woods. It's pretty intense. Really
Sign
good.
me up.
Really good.
Sign me up. I will watch trash
It's
movies.
just
I will watch good
yeah.
movies. I will watch artsy, fucking fartsy movies.
Yeah, the way I describe it is a rubber band, and the director is stretching the rubber band as far as
Oh,
it can go,
fuck
and that
yeah.
rubber band represents tension, and he
Fuck
stretches
yeah.
it and stretches it and stretches it until the rubber band's about to snap, and then he just lets
Mm.
go of the rubber band, and then he grabs it slowly again, stretches it for an
Edging.
ungodly amount
He's
of time.
edging.
Yeah, he's edging, and you're just uncomfortable the entire fucking movie.
Dude, yeah, I'm in. I love those movies. Like one of my favorite movies is Midsummer. It's with
Oh,
Florence
dude.
Pugh.
Oh,
Love that
God.
movie. Love it. And it's
The
like
movie's
kind of one of those
fried.
like slow artsy ones. I love it. So yeah, I'm in.
The movie's
I'm in. I'll see it.
cooked.
Fuck you, by the way, for not liking that.
That movie's fucked up.
What? Yeah, we're gonna move off of movies right now, but why? Why is it fucked up?
Like I
It's
like
fucked up,
Colts
but
and
like, do you
I
not
like
like it?
Colts
That's
and
what I mean.
stuff like I like Colts and stuff like that. It's just like a deeply disturbing movie
Yes.
to me.
Yeah. That's why like I love those ones where
Oh,
it's
see
like,
that it doesn't make me feel good.
mm,
I don't walk
dude,
away
my
from that
comfort movie
movie
is it
feeling any better. Yeah, 100%. Well,
for
you're a
me.
serial killer, Al. You got to get this kid a
Dude,
therapist.
I got the Jason mask right there.
Yeah, well, you got
Like,
clearly some problems to work out because if you look around your room,
Yeah.
it's signed Drew Bledsoe and fucking sports memorabilia. I
I
don't
got
have any.
some. I got
I-
some. I got
Although
sports
I
stuff.
do have DiCaprio in the corner. Oh,
There he is. Oh, that movie, horrible movie too.
okay, you
Um,
don't understand the history. We'll talk about that.
I understand the history, just like yes, I fucking do. I understand the history. It's like I watched
No, you
in
don't. No,
Inglorious.
you don't.
Oh, I watched Inglorious Bastards for the first time all
It's
the
an
way
awesome
through.
movie. It's an
A
awesome
plus,
movie.
no notes.
Yeah, it's the greatest movie. Yeah,
A plus, no notes. Love the whole
pure
thing.
cinema. Yeah.
Love it. Pure cinema. Yeah, the fucking Martin
Did
Scorsese
you
thing.
know they were gonna have Adam Sandler play the Bear Jew?
Yes, I did. Yeah, which would have
Yeah,
been fine. I would have loved
would have
it.
been awesome.
Would have
Would
been
have
great.
been
Would have
maybe
been
would
great.
have been a better movie, but it's tough to say.
Yeah, who knows? All right, so we're gonna get into football. Al, unless you have any movie, have you seen any cool movies recently? You wanna mention
No, I think it's time to talk some football.
any teacher
Deal.
movies? Okay, football.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, what was that? Oh,
uh,
you haven't watched the Magic School Bus recently or anything like that?
No, that's outgrown me. It's outgrown me.
Miss
It's a
Frizzle.
shame. It's frozen.
Yeah, so the Patriots, obviously no moves have been made by them. A shit ton of stuff going on in the NBA, and I think the NFL wanted to kind of like catch up. So the Dolphins and the Steelers decided to, I don't know really what either team is doing if we're talking about it. And then the Dolphins also made a move with the Giants too that we'll lump in afterwards. But the Steelers and Dolphins made a blockbuster trade. That was the big word going around, which I think we have to kind of gatekeep that term because I don't know if I would say
Yeah,
this is quite blockbuster, but it's a big
I
trade.
agree.
Yeah.
The Steelers got Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 seventh round pick for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins got Minka Fitzpatrick and a 2027 fifth round pick. So I think I want to hear what you guys have to say. Al, you know what? Since me and Liam kind of ran the first like 15 minutes with movie talk, I want to know your outlook. You don't have to say who won, who lost, just like just overall thoughts. Lead us off with this stuff.
So the Jonnu Smith part isn't surprising because he's been linked to the Steelers all offseason. And
I didn't
that's
know that.
yeah, he's been since the draft. Like especially since the draft, Smith has been a big target for the Steelers. And I think it's because of the red zone production. And don't forget, Jonnu Smith kind of revived his career in Miami because he was good
Every
with
tight end revived their career after the Patriots.
That's very true. I was just about to say he was here at the Patriots for a couple of years. Then he went to where did he go right to Miami after, or did he? I thought there was a pit
No,
stop.
Atlanta.
Atlanta was after. That's right. He was in Tennessee first. That's right. I'm sorry. So it
Yeah,
was
he went to
Atlanta.
did nothing.
Yeah, it was
No,
Atlanta.
he was sick. He had a 99-yard touchdown in overtime to win it. It was awesome.
All right.
Point being is that Jonnu Smith really hasn't been Jonnu Smith since Tennessee. So now he revives his career in Miami, gives Aaron Rodgers another target, another asset. So that part, again, not surprised. The swapping of Jalen Ramsey and Minka Fitzpatrick, it's like when I hear Jalen Ramsey, I'm like, oh, he's still in the league. I forgot about that. Minka Fitzpatrick, same thing. It's like, oh, they're still in the league. Doesn't it seem like these two teams are just trying to load up on just like older veterans, which is kind of weird, especially Pittsburgh? Like, hot take, I think Mike Tomlin is going to be out in the next year or two. I really
I knew
do.
you were
I
going to
think
say it. I knew it. Yep.
I think, I mean, look at what's going on. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is here for maybe 1 year, maybe two at the most. And then you're adding on again, you're adding on Jonnu Smith. You're adding on these older pieces. And it's like, what are you doing? I mean, granted, they got DK Metcalf, and DK Metcalf's 25. He's in his prime. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But like, again, what is up with these? I don't understand why. And Miami too, like, getting defense, I get it. But like Miami just seems like they're closer to a rebuild than they are a championship. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but it feels like Miami is a season or two away from just bottoming out, going back to being irrelevant, and just being a franchise that isn't really taken seriously. I don't know. Weird trade all the way around, and just questionable might be the word. Like, it's a questionable trade for both sides. Did either side really get better? Maybe Pittsburgh again with Jonnu Smith, but just doesn't. It's an awkward trade.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say maybe Pittsburgh got better for Aaron Rodgers. I think he said that this is pretty much his last year. This year is. So like, yeah, and I agree with you on the Mike Tomlin thing. I agree with you on the Mike McDaniels thing in with the Dolphins. I think he's flailing. Tyreek Hill doesn't want to be there. Like, you got people like Tua's about to die. Like, not, I'm kind of joking, but kind of not. You trade away Jonnu Smith, who was top 2 in receptions, targets, and catches. I mean, receptions, targets, and yards. Like, now it's just Tyreek Hill, who doesn't want to be there, in Jalen Waddle. Like, it's weird. Minka Fitzpatrick is kind of on the back 9. Jalen Ramsey is on the back. He's got like 1 left. Like, he's there. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Liam, like, do you like? I don't like this. It's like a big trade, I guess, because we know the names. But it's weird to say that Jonnu Smith is the biggest part of the trade. But yeah, I don't know if this like changes anything. Like, I don't know. How'd you feel about it?
Well, Mike, before he answers, it's unfair to ask him the question because he's an Aaron Rodgers honk. So anything that helps Aaron Rodgers, he's going to say, "Yep, this is great. Yep." And
take that into
Smith.
Yes. But
take that
au
into
contraire, mademoiselle, I only because the Dolphins and Steelers decided to shift around 14 fucking players on a random Tuesday. It's tough to really get a gauge on this trade, but I am going to come out and say that I am a massive Minka Fitzpatrick fan. Like, I think he's a monster. And not only was he a monster, he's still currently very much a monster. So Pro Bowler his last 2 years, 10th in Defensive Player of the Year voting, which I get it 10th, but he was still in the running. All-Pro first team 2 years ago and Pro Bowl for the last 3 years. He had his career year 2 years ago. He's a fucking baller. I absolutely think he's a monster safety that can do just about everything. I can't believe he has no sacks. That's wild to me. But then I look at Jalen Ramsey's numbers, and I will preface, I fucking hate Jalen Ramsey. He went to the most disgusting, despicable, unreputable trash university that's just ever existed. No. No. So I never liked him. But, like, I can obviously admit that he was a huge part of the Rams team that won the Super Bowl, even though I think he's more of a liability than anything else. But, like, these last 2 years, 2 picks this last season, he did have a sack by some act of God. And then the re-picks the year before, fine. That's solid cornerback numbers. But Jalen Ramsey hasn't been Jalen Ramsey, the one that everyone fucking lost their mind over, the 6'5" corner, in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So just trading those two, I think the Dolphins win out, getting a dude who was drafted by Miami, gets him back, probably likes the team enough, and he's clearly the better player out of the two, which is why Jonnu Smith had to go to the Steelers for not a huge return. What is it? What was the return?
The Dolphins got a 7th round pick. The Steelers got a 7th and the Dolphins got a 5th, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So pennies on the dollar for the most part.
Yeah,
not saying Jonnu Smith's a fucking stud tight end, but this is just basically extra compensation. You're going to take a super old Jalen Ramsey, and we'll give you a pretty good tight end that will probably run two tight end packages because there's no way he's starting over Pat Fryermuth.
Hmm.
So that's clearly just to balance out the fact that Fitzpatrick's a good player or a better player. But yeah, fucking weird trade. Don't think it's super consequential for either one. I do hate this now that the Steelers are doing like a 2012 Brooklyn Nets move where they're just loading up on a bunch of
Hmm.
old guys. Like Aaron Rodgers, I get it. That's sick. I'm fine with that. But like surround him with
Got to
young
do it.
guys
Yep.
here. Yeah, but like surround him with young guys, dog. Like they got Darius Slay, who I love. Like I think he's a monster. He's definitely older. I still think he's a more than serviceable corner, like Stephon Gilmore has been the last couple of years. He'll start. He'll give you a splash play or two, but he's not gonna lock it down like he used to in his prime.
Hmm.
And then they got Jalen Ramsey on the other side. Now they basically have no safeties.
That's the thing. Yeah, they got
Weird.
nothing
Yeah.
back there.
And now the Dolphins have no corners. So I'm like, okay, what do you guys? It was the weirdest trade where no one really benefits, but the Dolphins got a really good safety, I guess, because they
Hmm.
lost Javon Holland to the Giants, and he was
Yep.
certainly above average. I liked him. So I
Hmm.
guess that's what the Dolphins were thinking. But like, I don't know. For everyone else, like, I'm like, okay, it's kind of a wash.
Yeah, no, it's very much a like kind of to go to what Al said too. It's kind of like two teams in my eyes that are not panicking, but like I think both teams, both coaches are on the hot seat in a way. So it's like they're just trying to make some sort of moves because I don't think, like we all
I
said, I don't
don't
think
think Mike
anybody.
Tomlin's getting fired.
No, no, no. I think maybe in the next couple of years, I don't think he's going to get fired because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that
When
they'll
they
do
find
that
their
to
next
him.
appointee, they'll do it. But the Steelers are like the Packers. They have a
Perhaps.
tradition. They will not get rid of him unless they have a coach that they will have for the next 40 fucking years.
True. And I kind of hope that's it because the Steelers are just going to be your average fucking team. That's all they're going to
Yeah.
be moving for. Unless they hit gold on like a quarterback next year when Rodgers is gone. Like
Or
they're
Will
just going to
Howard steps
be
up. I like Will
they're going to
Howard.
be that team who like just misses the playoffs, just gets there, gets bounced in the first round. Like that's just what it is. But the Dolphins though, like yeah, like you trade away an offensive weapon. Jonnu Smith was good on the Dolphins, but what's he going to do? Like you said, Liam, how good is he going to be on the Steelers? Because he's not going to be taking reps away from Fryermuth. Fryermuth is a top
Yeah,
five tight end.
the beast.
Like Jonnu Smith technically was a top tight end last year, but that's just because the offense fed him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's going to be that same way. It's almost like the Julian Edelman effect, where Edelman was a number one receiver on the Patriots. He'd be like a number two or three on like San Francisco or something, No shade to him. It's just kind of what it is. Like it's very strange to me. But like, good for them for making moves. But like the Steelers, at least, like you said, Liam, they're trying. They're trying to go
Yeah,
all in this year. You know what I mean? The
it's
Dolphins, though.
misplaced, but,
Yeah,
I get
I
it.
think it is because I think it's almost like you're just trying to get players or get names, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like you still worried, Liam. I know you love him, but Aaron Rodgers is still a potential combustible element there as well. Like, who knows? My issue and what I think is hilarious and why I love it's happening right now because the Patriots are on the come up, the Bills are kind of coming down, the Jets suck. The Dolphins. This isn't the only move the Dolphins made, guys. The Dolphins also made arguably like one of in like recent like 5 years or so, just one of the most kind of baffling moves I've seen. They traded for Darren Waller from the Giants, who retired for a year, and they gave up a 6th round pick, which again, they didn't give up a fourth or a third, but they still gave up draft capital to get a guy who has been out of football for a year, who's been trying to make it in the music industry, who, Al, you said before we recorded, a good tight end, maybe inconsistent, little hands, little droppy here and there, but a solid tight end. But he's been out of the league for a year. He hasn't been in your system, in your facility, learning the playbook, getting on field ready. There's something that you always hear in wrestling. Sorry, guys, another wrestling analogy where like you could be in good shape,
God.
but you have to be in wrestling shape. You know what I mean? Where it's like you got to be able to run the ropes, take the bumps, do all that. Same thing in football. Is Darren Waller going to be able to cut that? To me, that strikes me as Mike McDaniels is on the hot seat. big time on the hot seat because this is a flailing move. Like, like you couldn't, there was nothing else you could have done. Why not just keep Jonnu Smith? Like I know that
Yeah.
you maybe needed safety help, but you get rid of him. And then Liam, like you said, like you had to get rid of Jonnu Smith because it wasn't going to be Jalen Ramsey, Minka Fitzpatrick straight up. But like, why did you even do this? It's just questionable. But the Darren Waller thing, I want to hear what you guys say about it. I think it's crazy. I think it shows that the Dolphins are, as we knew last year, the Mike McDaniel facade, the fog that he had over the league and everybody, it's done. This is probably going to be his last year or next year at the best. I could see him if the Dolphins start like 0-8, 0-7, he gets fired midseason. That's where I see the Dolphins right now. How do you guys view this Darren Waller move in like correlation to everything else that the Dolphins have done?
Am I going first? Okay. This is the
Smallest
part where we
dick
throw
first.
our heads up. Yeah, true. This is the part where we throw our heads up and laugh. Everybody ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ah! What are they doing?
Dude.
What are the no, but also too, and this is always great for Patriots fans. Let's take a second to laugh at the New York Giants for a second. You have a good tight end that you misused. He didn't play for you last year, and now you have to trade him, and he's probably going to be productive in Miami. I hate to say it. He is going to be productive in Miami. Like that's just a fact. Like Darren Waller, and yes, Mike, we did talk about it off air. Darren Waller, I would put top half of tight ends. At the worst, I might put him like 12, maybe 13.
At the worst.
At the absolute worst. Yeah. Like
right now?
No, when he was playing, that's the difference, Al. Yeah.
Yeah. When he was playing, yes. Now, I mean, who knows? He's been out of the league for a year, but when he was playing, 12th, 13th, maybe. But the Dolphins, like you said, they have Tyreek Hill, they have Jalen Waddle. Their backfield is pretty good. They have a couple good running backs with a chain and Mostert, or I always say Mostert, a chain, and there's another back that's good that I can't think of right now.
Devon A. Chain.
Yeah, a chain, and then there was another one. There's another running back they had.
Yeah, it's not Raheem. Raheem's gone.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There was another one they had, but regardless,
I'll find out in a second. Hold on.
If you're Miami, wouldn't you want to go younger? And wouldn't you want a guy that, I don't know, took a snap in 2024? I don't know. Maybe they think they can unlock something because Darren Waller retired because one game he was like, what am I doing? I'm just blocking and I'm playing fullback. Like, what am I doing?
Hated it.
So
don't you dare put him at fullback.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but
Jalen Wright and Alexander Madison. That's who they
Madison's
have
behind
A-Chain. Yeah, behind
Madison's
A-Chain.
not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So Miami has some offensive weapons, and you add Darren Waller to the mix. I mean, okay, but you better hope he gets in football shape, and you better hope he gets in football shape fast because training camp is about a month away, less than a month away. And then the preseason starts and the regular season starts in September. Like, don't have much time. So this is it's a gutsy move by Miami. I'll give them that.
Dude, you retired. Like in my eyes, and like Liam, I want to hear you, but you'll appreciate who I'm about to bring up. Shannon Sharp said it. Like when you retire, like you're just not in it anymore. Like physically, Shannon Sharp always says he could keep going, but just mentally, he's not there. Like that's a big thing, dude. Like this isn't a bad thing, but you gave up on your career, not in a bad way, but just like you said, I'm done. I am content with never playing this sport again. Like that's almost like if my wife and I broke up and I was like, hey, like I'm done. Like I'm doing that with the intention of being like, we may never get back together again. So now, like when you try to get back together, there's always going to be that thing where it's like, you left the sport, like, but now all of a sudden you want to
do this again,
back? And then like you're still actively trying to have a music career too, though, like actively. So like,
I think he gave up on that.
No, he did not. He did not. I'm in tune. My ears are to the streets. He is not. He is still trying to, he's getting with people. He's getting in the booth. He's trying to do stuff still. So it's just like, what are you doing? And Al, you were right. He was good when he was playing. The caveat here is that he was gone for a year. So, but yeah, Liam, I just wanted to like throw that out there too, where it's just like, he gave up, like mentally he was done with the sport. So
Yeah, and that was going to be one of the bigger points that I said is, yeah, like if you quit on the grind, then going through it all over again, you're not going to have a very fun time. Maybe you have the nostalgia goggles going through the preseason, the off season, even maybe up until the first couple games of the season. But inevitably, I think we all know the Giants or the Dolphins aren't very good. And once they start losing games, he's going to get that same fucking feeling that he had when he was in New York and think, I'm better off at home than being here on this shit team. The Giants gave him $17 million for 3 years, so 51 in total per year, to go out there and catch 52 passes for 552 yards and one fucking touchdown. And is some of that because of Daniel Jones? Yeah, probably. But I bet a lot of that is also because of Darren Waller, and he hasn't played a whole lot of games, and he's just one of those guys. He's kind of always hurt, kind of don't know what you're getting from the dude, and he's already quit on the game. This just seems like Al very fittingly had us all gather in laughter because this is when the Giants, I don't know, like this is such a Giants move. And now he gets traded to the Dolphins. I'm not even going to say this is like a classic Dolphins move, but like this is just such a grasping at straws. Like, this is not going to go well. He's not that good anymore. And 1 year off of football makes you way fucking worse than the 552 yards and one touchdown that he put up when he last played.
And for the Giants, who do they have besides Malik Neighbors? They have nobody. Who else do they have? The
I'll tell
running
you right
back's
now.
okay. Tyrone Tracy or whatever.
Yeah, he's
He's
not
okay.
that
He's
great.
okay, but like again, there's nobody besides Neighbors on the Giants. It's like, oh my gosh, like you got a game plan for this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Like
not
mean,
a
it,
I'm
great look.
looking like, yeah, dude, they got, dude, they got nobody.
And
nothing.
like, and
Oh no.
heaven forbid Tua goes down again, then they're rocking not even the Skylar Thompson experiment. I think they have Tyler Huntley still. They're still rocking out there with not a great backup quarterback and throwing to, pretty damn good weapons. And Darren Waller's going to be super pissed when Tua or the backup quarterback are forcing the ball to Tyreek Hill because he's already said he's unhappy. And Jalen Waddle hasn't had a very good year in like 2 seasons. So Darren Waller's like third on the pecking order. And then you have a running back who's a third year player who's actually really good in Devon Achane. You're gonna want to run the fucking rock. So it's just screams this isn't gonna go well. And as all of us rooting for the Patriots, that's fucking perfect because we didn't think the Dolphins were going to be good anyway, and now they just slipped a time bomb into that organization. You're like,
Hmm.
this is going to blow up at some point. When the Tyreek Hill thing goes off, this is going to be a little aftershock that goes along with it, and the whole thing is going to be a nightmare. I don't think Mike Tomlin gets fired anytime soon, but I totally think Mike McDaniels could get canned at any fucking moment during the
Dude,
season.
mid-year. I think mid-year. This to me, like when we do our big like schedule roster, like who we think's gonna like the Patriots record. I think the Patriots might beat the Dolphins twice. I think they might sweep them. Like that's what
I'm
this is.
still, until I see it, I will not say they will beat him in Miami, but
Your
Right.
your
I think they
Exactly.
top
could.
three, your top three receiving options as the Dolphins, two of them have contemplated or have stopped playing the game of football. Tyreek
Yeah.
Hill keeps saying he wants to leave the team or retire. He keeps floating that out the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Darren Waller did retire. So you have Jalen Waddle, who he's not a big guy. He's going to get
Yeah.
beaten to the ground. And then you
He
got
gets hurt a lot.
yeah, and then you got the running back who we all agree he's good, but we've seen it. Like if you continuously just beat a running back into the ground, that's detrimental to your team. And then you
Yeah.
have Tua, the time bomb of all time bombs.
Yes. And like, I can see it now. Like Tyreek and Darren Waller sitting in the locker room. Tyreek's like, so what was retirement like for that 1 year? And he's gonna be like, it was pretty all right.
It was good, huh?
When
Shit.
they've lost 3 games in a row, he's gonna be like, it was actually pretty
Hmm.
okay. And Tyreek's gonna be like, huh, you don't say. Like I can fucking see this right now. I'm like,
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, I think it's crazy. I'm interested to see if the Dolphins do anything else great. Like who else retired can they try to trade for? Like I'm pretty excited about that. Props to the Giants, I guess, getting a 6th round pick for someone who wasn't even on your team. So
Yeah.
cool, whatever. I guess
It's
I'll give
also
like the
hilarious.
one
He was so
praise to them.
desperate to get out of the New York Football Giants
He set him
organization that
up.
he was like, I gotta retire. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy that he did that. But final thoughts on the Dolphins, Steelers, anything anybody want to get to?
Pretty hilarious.
Congratulations, Miami. You played yourselves. Good
You
Nuts.
job.
played yourself.
Crazy. Speaking of player acquisitions, or I guess potential acquisitions, we do have some Patriot stuff, some potential Patriot stuff. The two names that have been floated out there, the two big names who aren't happy with their team that want to leave. Ironically, one of them is TJ Watt, who that's interesting, but I don't think that's as realistic for the Patriots. The second one is Terry McLaurin from the Commanders. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He is reportedly not happy at all. Who knows if he's going to show up to, once the season actually starts, if he's going to hold out, what's going to happen. He doesn't want to be there, which is kind of interesting to me. Jaden Daniels, it's a good team, but I guess he's not happy there. He's currently, like I said, on the last year of his deal, he's making 15.5 million. That's his base salary. I wanted to ask you guys, I know, well, actually, I guess I'll ask it if you guys want to trade for him, if you guys would be open to it, or do you think the Patriots realistically could and will try to trade for Terry McLaurin?
Okay. Could they trade for him? Absolutely, they could. And make your receiving room that much better. Now, will they do it? No. Because I think they're just going to be content with the room the way it is. And that's sad because you know what? You're probably going to have to get rid of a receiver. Whoever, if you trade with the Commanders, they're probably going to want a receiver back and a young receiver at that. So you probably are looking at Kayshon Boutte going out the door, which is fine with me because I don't think Boutte, he had a good season last year, as good as it could have been for that, dog shit season with Drake May, and I get that. But if you trade Boutte and you trade a 3rd-round pick, you're getting Terry McLaurin in here. Then you have McLaurin, you have Stephon Diggs, you have Pop Douglas, you have Kyle Williams, the rookie. Maybe Kendrick Bourne carves out a role. And then again, you still have the backs and you still have the tight ends. I mean, why would you not try to go get Terry McLaurin? Make your offense that much more dynamic. You put McLaurin on one side, Diggs on the other, put Pop Douglas in the slot. What am I missing here? What am I missing?
Yeah, Liam, what's he missing? What's Al missing?
I'm not gonna humor this at fucking all. There's no way
Yeah.
the fucking Redskins are gonna give up a dude who was a #1 receiver for a rookie quarterback who just made a deep playoff run. He still has great deep ball speed, incredible hands, marvelous separation, just because they have not come to a contract extension when he has 1 full year left on his deal. That doesn't mean he's going to get traded. This is so ludicrous that it's just like anyone who's in the last year of their deal, doesn't matter how sick they are or how terrible they are. It's just, well, they're probably a trade target. No, that doesn't make sense at all. I tracked down these fucking rumors. Do you know what reputable source posted that Terry McLaurin is on the trade block?
Who?
Oh,
Guess.
Schefter.
Bleacher Report. Fucking awful. You know what they are? A bunch of dipshits. There's no way Terry McLaurin's getting traded. They have made a career and a successful one. More power to them. Bleacher Report is, for some reason, wildly successful for posting dumbass trades for the last 5 to 7 years. Any trade I've hopped on and seen on Bleacher Report has been 100% horseshit. All of it. Completely stupid. And now all of these stupid fucking rumors trade from a slightly more than famous source sports network, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a bunch of dipshits typing away a computer. Oh, you think Terry McLaurin's unhappy? Well, I guess he could. 1 year left on his deal. This is all ludicrous. There's no shot he gets traded. Washington's dumb, but they got rid of their dipshit owner, and now they have a better staff in place to handle the franchise than they have for the last 20 years. Probably some of those feelings are still lingering around when they make up this stupid shit. The TJ Watt one, I understand. He's older. He didn't record a single stat in his last 4 games, and the Steelers don't want to pay him because he's always injured. Those are tea leaves that I can follow to the conclusion that he might get traded. That kind of makes sense, except for the fact that he's still a star player and people want big names to put asses in seats. That'd be my argument against it. But when you look at Terry McLaurin, there is nothing that suggests that he's going to get traded. And this whole thing is ridiculous. And most of all, if he is going to get traded, almost certainly not going to be to the fucking Patriots.
So the Patriots have the money if they wanted to.
They do.
If they wanted to sign him to one. What I was looking up, so draft pick wise, the Patriots have 2 4th-round picks and 2 6th-round picks. Other than that, they got, one in each round moving forward. You look at it, he's had over 1,000 yards the last 5 seasons.
Seems like a prime trade candidate.
What are you? Well, things like DK Metcalf got traded. People get traded all the time. If these receivers aren't happy, they'll, teams might trade them. You know what I mean? It happens a lot. We saw it didn't happen. T. Higgins wanted to go, but then obviously they both had the same, him and Chase had the same agent and there was a whole thing. But these star type receivers do want to leave. My thing with it is, what would you have to give up to get him? What do you guys think? Because a 4th-round pick and Kendrick Bourne ain't going to do it.
We'd have to give up Diggs and more than that.
You'd have to give up probably a 2nd-round pick for him. And then probably another pick, maybe if you give up a 2nd-round pick this year, a 3rd round next year, and let's just say Kendrick Bourne, just to throw someone else out there or whoever, pick your receiver, Kayshon Boutte, whoever you want to throw in there. I don't even think that gets it done. Because if the Commanders are going to do that, there's going to be teams that are going to give them, maybe a 1st-round pick next year, maybe 2 2nd-round picks, maybe 2 seconds, a 3rd, and a 4th next year. Teams are going to get stupid for a player like this. So one, I don't think the Patriots can trade for him because I think that they'll get kind of, bidded out for it. And here's another one. I don't think that they should. You have Stephon Diggs, you have Pop Douglas, you have Kyle Williams. That's your 3. Those are your 3, or 2 of them are young guys that hopefully you're trying to develop. If you didn't have Stephon Diggs, I'd say, fuck it, go get Terry McLaurin. Now, again, I get he's good. And if you can get him, try to get him. But just if we're talking realistically, I don't think they will, and I don't think that they should. He kind of bumps everybody down, and then Al, you said it, so they're gonna have to get rid of what now? 3 wide receivers? I don't know, because Mac Hollins is making the team. They just traded for him, and he's gonna play special. You're muted. You're muted. Mac Hollins is making it. Diggs is making it. Kyle Williams is making it. Pop Douglas most likely is making it. That's 4 guys right there who are definitely going to make it. Then you have Boutte, Polk, Baker, Bourne. That's 4 other guys.
So what I said when I was muted was I forgot about Mac Hollins. Can we get off of the Jalen Polk and Javon Baker? They're both going to get cut, or one of them's going to end up on the bracket spot. Yes, they are.
One of them. I want one of them.
No, I don't want one of them. You don't need one of them. Especially if Kyle Williams pans out. You don't need these guys. Jalen Polk stinks. Javon Baker, you could sell me a little bit more on. But especially Jalen Polk, get him out of here. You don't need him. Especially if you want to go in this new direction and everything, and you have enough talent in the room. You brought in Stephon Diggs, you brought in Mac Hollins, you drafted Kyle Williams, you still have Pop Douglas. You have enough talent there. And I've said it to you guys for a couple of years. Kendrick Bourne is a reliable wide receiver. I'm not saying he's a number 1, but he is reliable in an offense. And by the way, his best season was in a Josh McDaniels-led offense. So you have more than enough. So again, McLaurin, I know I argued I would like to get him. I know it's not realistic. I understand that. I get that. You still, the talent is the talent. If you could get him, I would say do it. Because you, by the way, you also have the most cap space still in the league. You can get the deal done. But again, it's not going to get done, and I get that. But can we please, for the love of everything, get off of Jalen Polk, get off of Javon Baker, get off them.
I don't
They're
know, man.
butts. They're
I
not
want Baker.
they're not good. I know. And listen, if Baker makes a team, cool, that's great. But Jalen Polk does not have a spot here. And what's going to happen, which is going to suck, is he is going to have a decent camp, and then he's going to find a way onto this roster, and then he's going to suck for the first part of the season, and then he's going to end up getting released, and we're all just going to be like, why didn't we do this back in August?
I don't know. I don't think Vrabel's about the shits. I think because Vrabel has no attachment to any of these guys. None of them, other
No,
than the
but
people that
his
he brought in.
organization still gave up assets for them.
Very true. Very true. You know, it might be one of those things where Elliot Wolf is like, listen, this is the guy. Maybe McDaniels might see something in him. You know, who knows? But yeah, no, Kendrick Bourne and I think Matt Collins too had their best years under Josh McDaniels, if I remember correctly, or with McDaniels in the building, whether he was a head coach or an offensive coordinator. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't kind of Liam going to what you said, which is like the cherry on top of my argument or my point of view. I don't know why the Commanders would do it. I guess like if he wants to go so much and you want to get something for him, like maybe, and I guess this is like the talk between teams and agents where it's like, if you think he's going to be leaving, you should trade him for something. Like, you know, if you don't think that you can get him, you know, to come back or extend him or whatever. But if you think that there's still a chance, you kind of have to roll the dice and take it. So I don't know. My ultimate verdict is I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't really care if the Patriots want to or not. I kind of hope they don't. I hope we roll with what we have. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. TJ Watt, by the way, too. Did you guys have any thoughts on him? I don't think there's a chance he leaves. I think he stays in
No,
Pittsburgh.
he'll get extended.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a, yeah, that wasn't even a discussion for me. Liam, any final thoughts on this stuff with these guys?
Nada. This is a fucking stupid rumor.
Yeah. Lastly, just to kind of throw it out there to you guys, just to end, Josh McDaniels is here. He's the offensive coordinator. Patriots fans are happy. The majority of them are happy that he's here and everything. But it doesn't seem like the NFL really is. The Pro Football Sports Network came out with their, you know, their rankings of their offensive coordinators. Josh McDaniels is ranked 22nd on that list. Now, I think we can all agree that's low. I will go quick. I will not stay on people that we aren't familiar with, but there's a lot of names on here that you guys would know. So, kind of in chronological order: Kyle Shanahan from the Niners, Sean McVay, Ben Johnson from the Bears, Kevin O'Connell from the Vikings, Matt LaFleur from the Packers, Andy Reid from the Chiefs, Sean Payton, Todd Monken from the Ravens, which like
Monster.
very good, but just like a name you don't know, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh
He's
yeah,
he's
no,
one
that
of the
makes sense.
best.
Here's my first gripe. Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins.
He's a really good play caller.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like the league maybe figured him out a little bit, but I don't know.
Could.
I don't know. We'll see. Cliff Kingsbury from the Commanders.
Next.
Liam Cohen from the Jaguars.
Got a stud's name. Do you guys not know about Liam Cohen?
I know about Liam Cohen, but dude, you're
He's really good.
Get out of here.
He's a young mind.
Dave Canellis from the Panthers.
Canales. Yeah, also really good.
That one I can see as a stretch a little bit.
Really
Kellen
good.
Moore from the Saints.
Good
Maybe the
offensive
best.
mind. Good offensive mind.
Dave,
should be number one.
not Dave. Drew Petzing from the Cardinals.
Yeah, you lost me there.
Yeah, see,
that's
Kevin
not great.
Stefanski from the Browns.
He is good. He is good. He's got a track record.
I would
of
put
success.
him above some of the other people that we mentioned. Like that's why maybe I would put him. And then just to rattle off the next few: Chip Kelly from the Raiders, Zach Taylor from the Bengals. Surprised he's this low. Shane Steichen from the Colts.
Beast.
Zach Robinson from the Falcons, and Brian Daboll from the Giants, and then it's Josh McDaniels. Listen, I'm not saying McDaniels should be top 5. He's been out of the league, so I get it. but 22, like, come on. Come on. I think the league
Yeah.
is kind of, and obviously I want to know what you guys want to say. I don't really have a ton to say on it other than the fact that I think it's too low. I think it should be maybe 14, 15, maybe 15. I'll say it 15, just because he hasn't been in the league. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that that is really like an indication of if he's going to succeed with the Patriots or not? Or do you think it's strictly like he's been out of the league? We don't know about him. We're going to go with known commodities and then kind of throw him in just because of his past.
I think it's a couple different factors. It's the fact that he's been out of the league a couple of years. It's the fact that when he was in the league, he struggled mightily as the Raiders head coach. And don't forget, this is now the second time, or that was the second time that he failed as a head coach. And another thing, the Patriots are coming off back-to-back seasons where their offense was pretty much the worst in the NFL. So the NFL doesn't owe Josh McDaniels anything in terms of those rankings. They're saying to him, you know what? You had success with Tom Brady, but that doesn't mean anything now. Brady's gone. You have a whole new group. You have a young quarterback. There is nobody left from that old regime, except for Kendrick Bourne. He's about the only one. But other than that, you got your work cut out for you, Josh. Have fun. So I don't buy anything into the rankings. And you know what? He deserves to start off low and then work his way up if the Patriots have success on offense this year, which I can see it. I can see it happening, but the NFL has to see it. And that's also what you get when you go 8-26 in 2 years.
That is an excellent point. I agree unilaterally. That was spot on. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he should be in the high teens. Like I'd give him the 16 to 18 range. 16 being mighty generous, 18 being probably my more fair opinion. Just because he did have sex with Matt. He did have success with
Wow. Jeez.
What the fuck was that?
I was thinking ahead of my word.
So what were you thinking?
Success.
Hmm.
It's sex.
I guess that would be sex. Yeah. Okay.
Sex.
Yeah,
It's
no,
in the
I get it, but that just
That
it just came right out.
That was
It
something.
right off the tongue.
So he did have success with Cam Newton and especially with Mac Jones in his first year. And then once he left, Mac Jones took a fucking nosedive. So there is evidence that if whoever made this list, I was sitting across the table of them with a big bottle of whiskey in the middle, a glass in front of me, a glass in front of them, I would slam the table and I would bring up these arguments and I would say, well, let's look at some of the facts here. And I would bring up some of the points that I just mentioned, as well as I'd probably call them some names. But yeah, so that would be my case.
The thing with him with McDaniels and Al, you kind of brought it up too, where it's like people bring up like his time in other places, but he was the head coach in the other places, and I understand it's still like you're the head coach, you run everything, so I get it. Like some of the blame if your offense doesn't do well, it does fall on you, especially because you're an offensive minded guy. But like I kind of throw those numbers out the window because you are still worrying about being a head coach. He's a horrible head coach. And that obviously impacted his offensive play calling, his offensive coordinating. But yeah, I think like obviously I'll be the overly optimistic one. I do like 15, I guess, if I had to, just because I don't think some of those other guys you had like one good year or like, like, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like
for
the
like
Panthers,
Liam Cohen, his first time doing it, he's crushing it. And then he goes to the Jaguars. Like it's a little early to tell.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think Ben Johnson on the Bears, I think people are going to be in for a rude awakening to see what that offense looks like. Because I don't think that he's going to be able to. I don't think so. I don't
think
think
Al
that the
and I
Bears
are
are going to be
firmly
good.
on the Ben Johnson train.
I don't think so. Like, how do we know that he's going to be able to do both, be a head coach and an offensive play caller? Like, I don't know.
He might not be able to be a great head coach, but I bet the offense is going to be awesome.
Well, that's a part of his job now. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I think as we get closer to the season, we'll pick like a few teams kind of to talk about. I feel like as we get closer, other than the Patriots, obviously. But But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, their rankings, they're meant to stir up, talk. Not that this is like a controversial thing, but like, rankings are just people's opinions, just like my opinion of No Country for Old Men. Like it's meant to just
They're
debate
not
and
all
just
good
talk
ones.
about So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I don't think it's an indication or it's indicative of how the Patriots offense is going to be at all. I don't think that's anything. I think we all agree that the Patriots offense should be better. Drake May takes a step forward. Added a couple pieces on offense. Josh McDaniels, Mike Vrabel. Like I think that we think the Patriots should be a top half of the league offense, but yeah, we'll see. It's going to be tough with the 22nd ranked offensive coordinator, though. So
I know we
I
got an
don't know.
uphill battle ahead of us.
We'll see. But yeah, that was my thoughts on that. I got nothing else. You guys have anything else you wanted to touch on? You wanted to bring up, talk about any other movies?
I definitely have more movies.
Yeah, well, we'll maybe next week because depending on if anything happens. Al, have you
Yeah,
seen Midsummer, by the way? Have you seen that
I
movie?
feel like I saw that a while ago. Not
Florence
you
recently.
would
Pugh.
you would hate that
It's
movie.
disturbing. It's very disturbing, especially the end.
Yeah,
Very
I
Yeah.
disturbing.
okay, then I'll say no on that one. I
You
thought
didn't
I'd
like
seen it
it.
a while back, but
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Yo, one movie you guys should never see, Hereditary. Horrible movie.
Yeah, fuck that movie.
Horrible movie. It's not
Yeah.
even good. It's not even good. People talk about it like it's great. Bad movie. Um, but yeah, so that's it. You guys got nothing else, right?
No.
no.
Perfect. So it's Tuck Rule Takes, episode 187. We will see you next week. Um, hopefully there's something. Maybe the Dolphins do something else stupid that we can talk about. That'd be nice. But otherwise, we'll think of something. We got a bunch of topics we can do. We can always throw trivia out there too. But yeah, we got some things we'll talk about. We'll be here. Especially if any other Boston team does anything, we'll talk about that as well.
Enjoy your
But
4th of July too, everybody.
You as
enjoy your
well.
4th of July,
Yeah, what are the
everybody.
fourth plans? Anyone doing anything good?
Man,
Just
I just
hanging with
moved in, so
family.
I'm just cleaning. I'm
Nice.
organizing.
Yeah, is the retirement home having a shuffleboard contest, Mike?
Yeah, they are, but I can't make it because I got to put my things away. So
That's tough.
That is tough.
yeah, it's an issue.
What's the one go-to food on 4th of July? You keep it
Ooh.
very basic.
Like there's one answer, and I'm gonna say it because it is what it is. It's hot dogs. Like
It
it's just
is.
hot dogs, guys.
It
Like
is.
that's it. I'd like burgers more, but it's hot dogs. What do you guys say? I'll take
Oh
the
yeah,
I'll take the obvious one.
I'll take that
I'm
too.
I'm gonna come off the top rope here, and I think you guys are both wrong. Yes, hot dogs are an American staple and a classic, but the way we do it in this divine country that just reigns freedom and beauty to do whatever the fuck you want, as long as it doesn't impinge on somebody else's freedom, I think the only fitting meal of a free person in this country is distilled barley and wheat. And I will be drinking my meals. I will be drinking breakfast. I will be drinking lunch. And god damn it, I'll be drinking dinner. Fuck, I might even drink dessert. I am going to be drinking. That is the only thing going inside my body, and then I will process it and recycle it and push it back out in half-hour increments all fucking day long while lighting off fireworks. America, baby.
Let me ask you something, man, because you're the drinking schedule for 4th of July, really any holidays, but 4th of July in particular. Because I find you can't drink too much too early because then it fucks up your whole day. You got to kind of pace it out a little bit. When do you start? When do you start drinking? Before lunch?
Well, it all depends on the plans, always before lunch, but it always depends on the plans what time before lunch. Like
Let's assume you're doing something. Let's assume like by 1 o'clock, you're at the venue, you're at where you are, you're at the barbecue, you're at
yeah.
wherever.
Then you pregame the barbecue, you start at 9 or 10. You open up
Jesus
your first couple
Christ.
beers at 9 or 10. You get the light goings, just a coating of what you're
Oh
gonna have
no.
later in the day.
Oh
So it
no.
builds. Because my problem is I can't drink too much or I'll be asleep by lunch, but I can't
That's
drink
the
too
issue.
little or I'll be asleep by
Because you'll be
dinner.
asleep.
Yes. So my problem is I have to get blind drunk around the 3 o'clock mark, and that will push me well into the evening, and I'll be able to stay up till 3 in the morning. But if I just miss that marker by minutes, if I hit blind drunk at 2:58 or 3:02, day's fucking ruined. I'm dancing between the raindrops here. But if you get it, it is a divine combination unlike anything else. It's like when the midline option hits perfectly and the running back has a wide open seam to the end zone, green grass ahead of him. There's nothing like it. Happens rarely because it's tough. But when you get it,
Before we go, I got to ask, and Al, I know you're probably not as much as Liam and I, drinker, but drink of choice on 4th of July, if you had to pick one that you're bringing to the barbecue. Like, what are you going to bring? What are you going to drink?
well, it did make my whole speech impinged around beer, but there is the festive themed drink.
He's got it back there.
So it would be this bad, Larry. It is Smirnoff Red,
So you
White, and
making
Berry.
drinks, or you
No, I
drinking
just
just
drink it out of the
shots?
bottle. So
Oh,
it's
that's horrible.
no,
God.
it tastes like a bomb pop. So there
Jesus,
are
I've had
multiple
it.
elements to this. Yeah, it's delicious. So
Oh
it's
my God.
easy. You chill it so you can drink it straight. And
How
best
old
of
are you?
all, 28. So
Yeah,
best of
see,
all, I know
no.
it's not great. Like it's
33.
not classy.
Can't do it.
I know, yeah, right.
Can't do
But
it.
if I had my choice, I'd be drinking gin. But it's festive, and the multiple aspects that come into this.
He's scratching and sniffing the bottle.
It's a scratch and
Yes.
sniff.
Oh
It's a
God.
scratch and sniff.
Okay.
Al, drink a choice. 4th of July.
I'm keeping it simple. I'm keeping it light. It is what it is. I'm bringing high noons to the occasion because everybody loves a good
Hey,
high noon.
You son of a bitch.
is it
Right here.
also
That's what I was
because
gonna say
Yeah.
too.
There you
is it
go.
also because you're a barstool guy?
But actually, you know
No,
what
I just genuinely love the taste.
what I'll switch to, and Liam, since you said gin, have you ever had long drink? I think I asked you this before.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
gin
of
drink.
course.
That's what I'll bring.
Yeah,
That's what I'll bring.
yeah.
Solid. You can drink a
What is
bunch of
it?
them.
The Nords made that, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Norwegian. Yeah. No. Yeah. You can
yeah,
drink a bunch of them. You're good. They're light. You can go.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't drink anything heavy. People who are like, I'm drinking Sam Adams all day. Listen, you must be like 21, 22, maybe 19, 20. I can't do that. Okay.
You
Stomach
can.
ache. I'll be going to the bathroom all the time. Cannot do it. So we'll see what happens though.
So, which
What do you got?
flavor of long drink? Do you just go the
I
flavor like the usual, the
I just
light
get the
blue?
variety pack. I like them all. I like the
Oh,
normal
okay.
one. I like the white one and the cranberry one. I saw some. There's like some ultra one. It's a black can,
Yeah, those are
buddy.
mean.
Those are the ones. But yeah, no long drink I'll bring. So Al, you got high noons. Liam, you're just drinking vodka, which you'll be done by 3. This is how
I
you get
won't. I
blackout by
promise
3.
Done
you.
by 3. How about 11 a.m.?
I will Snapchat you at. So I'm going up to Winnipesaukee at 10. I will
Oh,
Snapchat
man,
you at 10:15, bottle
I'm
open,
jealous.
hand on the wheel, ripping it up north. And then I will Snapchat you at 3 in the morning, still drinking a different bottle, up partying.
I think that's what's going to happen. The Tuck Rule Takes group chat. We're just going to send pictures with each one throughout the
Al doesn't
day.
have a Snapchat though, right?
I do not.
No. Well, that's why we just got to do group chat. We'll
That's
go
fair.
old
We
school,
can rock
texting.
that.
All right. I dig it.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about our results that weekend. So,
Perfect.
all right. Tuck Rule Takes 187. I got to go eat. I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's 8 o'clock here right now as we're recording. I'm hungry.
Be a
Growing
man. Drink
boy.
your dinner. Drink your
I will
dinner.
do my thing. So for Al, for Liam, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes. We'll talk to you next week. Fuck the Dolphins, man. That's all I got to say.
Fuck the
Sweet feet.
Dolphins.
Happy 4th.